Welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you're seeing one of my videos, my name's Rachel. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Since it's the holidays, I've been making a ton of stuff recently, and one of the things that I really need to make, like today, is a holiday dress that I'm going to be wearing this Wednesday. Hi, it's me, future Rachel, and it's now the year 2023. So I filmed this video over a month ago now, and my intention was to post it before Christmas and before the new year. But my husband, our daughter, and I all went to California to visit family for Christmas, and I did plan on editing this video while I was there, but then when we got there, I thought I didn't bring my memory card, and then I realized later, like 2 weeks later, that I did bring my memory card, and then I started working on editing the video and realized that I had lost some footage, and then California got a whole bunch of rain, and then they got flooding, and then we were there for a little bit longer than anticipated, and here we are now. So I hope that you still enjoy this video even though the holidays have passed and everything, and I hope that you are having a great start to your new year. So I'm not one to set any big New Year's resolutions or anything, but I do love the start of the new year just because after all of the chaos of the holidays and stuff, it's just kind of a nice period of time to reset and kind of refocus on things. So yeah, I did take a little bit of time off of sewing and filming, but I'm super excited to jump back into it, and I do have a whole list of videos that I'm working on right now. So thanks for sticking around, and I hope you guys are all having a great new year too. Now let's get on with the video. If you saw this video I posted a couple months ago where I took you guys through all of the fabric that I had and a bunch of sewing plans for fall and winter, you will recognize this fabric. So in that video I mentioned how I was planning on using this for my holiday party dress, but I changed my mind, and I'll show you what I decided on instead. I do plan on using this for something. I was just having a really hard time deciding what exactly I wanted to make with this fabric, and time was kind of running out. So the other day I was at the fabric store just picking up a couple last things to finish some Christmas gifts that I'm making for my family, and I took a little walk through the clearance section just to see if there's anything that caught my eye, and I came across this fabric and I was like, wow, that's really pretty. It's like kind of gold. And then I picked it up and I was looking at it, and then I turned it inside out, and it's this magical silvery champagne-y color with this really cool texture on it. It has some stretch to it, and I was super excited because this is the type of fabric where I can make something super simple out of it, and since it has that texture, it's still going to have a lot of pizzazz. So this is the fabric that we're actually going to be using. I know that silver is not my color. If you've watched my color seasons video, you'll know that I'm an autumn, and so gold is usually what I wear, but this is so beautiful, I don't even really care, and it does have a little bit of a warmth to it as well. Also, as a bonus, I realized I have the perfect shoes to match this fabric, and here they are. So I have not actually worn these shoes before, and the reason I originally got them is because I was in one of my best friend's weddings and she wanted all of her bridesmaids to be wearing some sort of metallic shoe. So I got these. They were final sale, they were on super clearance, and since I was flying to the West Coast to spend some time with family and friends before going to the wedding, my husband was going to meet me there, so I asked him to pack these shoes for me. Turns out he didn't end up being able to go because he got sick, and I got different shoes for the wedding just while I was over there. So I have been hanging on to these, waiting for an opportunity to wear them, because as you can see, they are not like an everyday shoe or part of my normal wardrobe whatsoever. So when I saw this fabric, I immediately thought of these shoes because this is a perfect opportunity to wear this. Look at how perfectly they match. So I'm going to be using this pattern. It's called the Sicily dress. There are so many awesome videos on YouTube about making this dress and reviewing this dress. So I figured, since I don't really have much time to make the perfect dress, I figured it would be safe to use a pattern that I know so many people already love. So the version of the pattern that I'm going to be using is going to be the long dress with skinny straps, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it long or if I want to make it short. So the holiday party we're going to is with my husband's school, and it is going to be at a nightclub. So I either want this dress to be form-fitting or short. So I won't really know how form-fitting this dress is until I make it. So I've cut out all of the fabric already, and I did cut it at its longest length, and then when I'm finished putting it all together, I'll try it on, and if it's nice and form-fitting and I like what it looks like as a longer dress, I'll probably leave it like that. And if it's a little loose on me and I feel like it could use a little bit more sass, then I'll chop it off. Alright, so according to the pattern, you're supposed to be cutting the fabric on the bias, which would mean instead of straight across, we're supposed to be cutting it diagonally, and that way you'll have a nice like horizontal stretch, and it's supposed to drape nicer for this cowl neck, but I'm actually not going to be doing that. The reason I was drawn to this fabric to begin with, besides like the color and the shine and everything, was this really pretty vertical texture. And if I cut it on the bias, that's suddenly going to be diagonal, and I think that is also really cute, but I just think the vertical lines really make the statement that I'm looking for. Since this fabric has stretch either way, and it is pretty lightweight, it's still going to cowl really nicely even if it's not cut on the bias. So I'm super excited to put this all together and just kind of see how it looks. I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna end up looking kind of like a, I don't know, like a tuna fish or something, but we are going more for, I don't know, icicle goddess. So let's go put this thing together and see what it's gonna look like. So now we have the front and back facings all connected. So this is what the dress looks like so far. The front, and then we did some understitching in the armpits just to keep the facing inside the dress. And then we also did some understitching along the back facing as well. So you'll notice I didn't do any zigzag stitching or hemming of the bottoms of the facings, and that's just because my fabric doesn't fray at all, and I did try a zigzag stitch on one of them and it just kind of felt bulky. So I'm just gonna leave them raw because I don't really think anything bad is going to happen, and they're just gonna lay a lot nicer on the inside. This is the most difficult fabric I've ever used by far. So I'm glad we're almost finished. So next we're just going to do both of the side seams, and then I'm gonna add a slit to one of the sides too. All right, so even though this pattern calls for French seams, we're just not gonna do them because I can't iron this fabric. So we're just gonna do like, I don't know, a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then I can always trim it down if I want to. All right, so here is the dress so far. It has a little slit in the side. I have a shoelace around my waist because, I'll show you. Okay, so I don't know what happened, but this is how it fits me right now. And I did kind of combine some sizing. So the top part, I cut out a pattern for size B, and then for the waist and the hips, I measured at size C. But I do feel like this is a lot of fabric, and I'm not really sure what I did wrong. I know that since this fabric stretches a lot vertically, I laid it flat and I really tried not to push it down. So I am definitely going to go in and take in the sides quite a bit. Gosh, like 2 inches on each side maybe, like, or 1.5. I don't know, but I do want to make it so it is more form-fitting through here. But I also think that it could be cute just kind of belted. So either way, I am going to belt it. I just kind of like the idea of having something here so that I can kind of fiddle with the way that it hangs on me. I think that this texture, you can just do lots of fun things with it. And then here's the other idea. All right, so I could also do it short. Now this party is at a nightclub, but I don't necessarily think I need to wear like a clubby dress. But this is what it looks like. I think it's really fun short. And of course, yeah, it would still be belted and I would still have to take it in and everything, but this is how it would look short. So what do you guys think? I like it both ways. I have to figure out what I'm going for. And I do think I would wear it more if it were long, just because, I don't know, I think that it is a little bit more elegant long. So I'm gonna go send some pictures to some friends and then I'll be right back. All right. The verdict is in after talking to my husband Patrick, my friend Mandy, and my friend Stephanie. Thank you guys all for your opinions. They all voted long. Each of them also said that the short was really fun, and Mandy said short first, and then when she realized there was a slit up the side, she said long. So I think I am going to leave it long, but I need to figure out how to add some more sass. All right, so I am going to go take it in on the sides. I'm gonna make a really long belt to go around the waist, and then I'm going to finish off the slit, and then hopefully I'll be completely finished with this dress. It's come together in 2 hours, so I feel like that's really quick, and if this fabric were even easier, then I think it would be even faster. So let's go finish it up, and then I'll do a full try on. So that was my dress, and I did want to show you guys that I actually made the dress as intended. So this is what it looks like in a satin fabric that's actually bias cut. It ended up fitting me a lot better. I didn't have to alter this one at all. Like, I had to take the silver one in on the sides quite a bit. Since it is bias cut, when I put it on, it does kind of like stretch down a little bit, so it hugs into the sides a little bit more. So it fits perfectly. I did add this little tie here too. So without that, it just, you know, kind of gaps a little bit in the back for me. And so I like to put a little tie on it just to kind of cinch it up in the middle a tiny bit. But I do have to say, after sewing this dress as intended with the correct fabric and everything, I do totally understand what the hype is all about, and I'll definitely be making more of these dresses. I do love how this dress hangs. It's not too tight. I still feel like I can move in it. It's still comfortable. I will say that this is a little bit low on me, but I think that partially is just because I'm a little bit smaller in the chest. Maybe if I filled it out a little bit more, it wouldn't seem so low. So I would potentially like bring the straps up just a tiny bit more, but since I'm going to be wearing it primarily over turtlenecks and stuff like this, just because I tend to dress a little bit more casually anyway, I feel like it's perfect. On the silver dress, I cut it a size B on the top and then a size C near the waist, and then realized that was a little too big around my waist. So this one, I just use size B all the way down, and it fits perfect. And I do think that I will be making it out of this fabric next. If you saw that video that I posted about all my fabric, like I mentioned earlier, I love this fabric, and I haven't cut it yet because I'm too scared to cut it because it's so beautiful. But I do think that now that I've made this dress in this fabric, I have the confidence to cut into this fabric. And I think in this fabric, I would do everything basically the same, but I'd make it a little bit longer and maybe put a slit up the side. All right, so now for the bad news. I actually did not take any photos the evening of the holiday party. So I wish I had a picture to show you guys how I styled the dress and everything, but it was pretty similar to what I just showed you. So we went to the party and it didn't get over until really late. We tried to leave at a reasonable hour because we left for the airport the next day at 4 in the morning. So we all survived. It was really fun. I loved my dress. I did get a lot of compliments on it too, which is always fun when you're wearing something that you've made. But yes, we did have a ton of fun. I loved wearing my dress. It was very comfortable. I did feel very swanky and festive all night. And I think that I'll be able to wear this dress again for another future occasion. Anyway, that's everything I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for coming back even though I haven't been here for a month. And if you have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. I do plan on making tons more videos about sewing projects, making other stuff, my life, and it's super fun to be able to share all that with you guys. If you like this video, make sure you like this video, and I will see you guys later. Bye.